But it sounds like an Amber Alert.
Little girl.
Amber Alert shouldn't be female dated a 27-year-old black male. Driving 2016 white Nissan Altima, Virginia plate, BPS 6043 last seen in East Orange, New Jersey suspect dark blue handgun.
It's really sad. It's kind of an amazing thing though, those Amber Alerts on the phones that are like, everybody, I guess, with an iPhone, or even without an iPhone, everybody, because I know that my partner has a phone.
didn't see the sign out there. This week, did you?
No, the sign, the yoga sign. I mean, I said something to Chris about it being the wrong time. So I guess maybe he just took it.
Yeah, I talked to a friend of mine. Unbeknownst to me, she's chairman of I said, I haven't heard anything. I wonder if it's going to. She said she looked at somebody just broke the signs.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, and that's, the thing was that it was listed on the site as 5:45 still. But then if anybody hadn't been here without checking the site, which happens all the time, you know, to see the sign that says very clearly 6:30. Like, I knew as soon as I came in and saw that that was not going to work. It's like somebody is definitely going to show up at 6:30, 100%.
It was a shame that was somebody who used to come all the time.
I know, because I remember her.
Why did you get the courage to come back?
And then it was the wrong time. I know. Yeah, that's one of those things that's like outside of my control. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's gonna. So at least one person's gonna show up. At least it was only one person. You know, I was like, my biggest fear was that there would be like a big rush of people coming in at 6:30, being like, oh, yoga's back. And then I was like, it's the end of class. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, just getting back to normal. I feel like at least people are very forgiving of things like that because we're all still.
Yeah, it used to, believe it or not, it used to happen before.
I believe it.
People used to show up at 7 or something for class at 6.
Yeah.
I think it was yoga because of the websites.
Yeah. And 5:45 is an odd time. Like usually it's not on the 15 mark. It's on the 30 or the hour. So it is, I don't know. I'm just.
It's a shame because before the pandemic, last time, to the point where we didn't fit it. You've never even been there.
No, I've never seen it. I have not seen people without masks on. You know what I mean? Like coming into this brand new and teaching people that nobody can really see our faces.
Yeah.
It's very different.
It really goes up to, we used to her name was Alan Green, but she has a little studio in our first year. And it sort of widowed down to like 3 of us usually. She was tough. She was like tough love.
Yeah.
And then they brought in some new people, and it started to get filled up. And sometimes people, I remember a couple times people came, poked their head in the door and said, like, what's the number?
Yeah.
And we like 10 of us, and it's a shame. And then it was.
Yeah, that's how it was at Skull Pear, because Skull Pear is at Second and Poplar, and it's very small, and we could fit 10 people in max, you know. But and we were getting wait lists, and the thing about yoga is that there's an ebb and flow usually with seeing people come in and then dwindle out and then come in and dwindle out. It's definitely been a roller coaster just at any place that I've taught, and especially like a gym setting. I was at Sweat Fitness for a while, and it was without fail the beginning of the year packed, and then when summer hit and people were outside again, it was sort of dwindle, and then back in the winter, and then, yeah.
I think it's hard to get people out of certain habits, and
yes.
If for 6 months you don't have this, it's going to take people a little longer to like think, oh, that's right, it's Monday night.
And then, yeah, it's one of those things where people kind of forget the benefits of it unless they're doing it all the time. And maybe they'll be like, why am I so sore and stiff? And then it'll pop into their head like, oh, I'm not doing yoga every week anymore. And that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's hard.
I have faith that we'll see it come back. I've been seeing people come back to other studios and lots of new people in studios and all that kind of stuff.
I know it's been a good drop. This stuff is a lot of members. Mostly men, but also the other way, where the wives don't play squash. And it's like, oh, I thought we were going to do that. And it's a matter, of course, of be there on time, and schedule and all that, which is another hurdle. But once people start coming,
Yeah, and I've been trying to, I mean, coming into this situation in a pandemic was different, you know, because again, we've got masks, so it's
Yeah.
like, we take out all the breath work, we take out all of that kind of stuff. So I've really been trying to cater to the idea of being in a space where people are playing racket sports and doing a lot of wrists and chest and arms and shoulders and you know, things that are really being used in those kinds of sports. So that when people do come in, it's not something that's not in line with what they're doing here in the first place. We'll see, you know, it's always about adaptability. We'll give it a few more minutes. And also I feel that when the weather gets nicer, I definitely see a lesser number of students just because there's so much to do outside. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, you know, it's finally nice and I don't have to wear a mask outside. And so I have a feeling that since everything is opening back up again, it's going to take a little while for people to become regular in their yoga habits again, just because they're out there. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're going to try and switch to the beer garden at 1400 block south.
Yeah.
But somebody else said we have to get the Friday. So like you said, everybody's out.
It's very expected, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I know that people are going to be taking their time to get back into the world and seeing their friends, traveling. I feel like there's going to be a lot of traveling this summer. So it's just a matter of being, you know, I'm going to be here consistently and people can come and go. And
Portugal with some friends on who's so I'm thinking we're all in the same group. And we're all crossing our things happen. It's a matter of like, will they honor our vaccine cards at the frontier point in Portugal, or will they say, sorry,
yeah,
domestics only?
yeah, it's so much uncertainty still. But I'm definitely anticipating a lot of, if not overseas traveling, then definitely a lot of traveling in the US, visiting people we haven't seen and going on vacations and all that good stuff.
Did you read that the big hot businesses for the past year, people would install hot tubs in backyards?
I bet.
And roof decks?
Pools and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's been big. Home improvement has been a big business. I mean, it makes sense. You're stuck in your house all the time and you're like, okay, well, we got to change something. I've been changing my rooms around, painting rooms in my apartment. I'm just like, I can't look at these walls anymore.
I lived pretty lost that way, and I saw two of my neighbors get what do you call it, laptop things on their roofs with like cranes and put them on.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this is probably a lot of money. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, it definitely put, because I've been in my apartment for years and it was like, okay, after this, like now I want a house. I want something with a backyard. I want something with like space. It just sort of, nobody really ever expected to be in a situation where they weren't leaving their house very much for years. So I think that that reality of what is available to you when you're locked in your house is like, okay, well, we need to expand.
I'm gonna turn this off, but it doesn't shine because now we're doing that.
Well, and that's another thing too, is getting back into your routines and trying to remember like, okay, well, where do we go? You know, what do we do? We're out there.
It's hard. I get to know like friend. We're Monday. So Saturday night, she's a physician, and like I haven't helped anybody for a year. She said she started reading a book about Racquet, and I was totally shocked. And she's like, "Oh, we got the vaccinated. It's okay."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's very strange, isn't it? It's, yeah, I've been running into a lot of people, and that's the question is like, do you do hugs? And it's like, yeah, I'll do a hug. Because it is, it's so, because I'm losing a year to something this big is affecting us in ways that we aren't really even sure of yet. The social anxiety spike is crazy, just like people that are trying to figure out how to, because, you know, the conversations are like, so what have you been up to? And it's like, nothing.
Yeah.
It's really nothing to talk about. Yeah. And then also, I go through things where I see people and I have to remind them, we have to reintroduce ourselves to each other because things have changed so much in a year. We haven't seen each other. And it's like, sometimes we're in masks and it's like, it's me.
Yeah, I'll just be the same when I say, oh, I didn't recognize the mask. Well, yeah, it's on the mask. You know, you got my icon
Right here.
the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a getting used to it. I've seen a lot of like staring at people to be like, do I know you?
Yeah.
Or, okay, I do know you. It's that moment of recognition. All right, we'll go ahead and get started today. So we'll do a lot of, not a lot, so we'll do core conditioning and working into the arms, elbows, wrists, all that kind of stuff. If at any point it gets to be too much, and you know, it might just be us, we might have other people joining us, so feel free to take child's pose, or if it's just us, to be like, we're not doing this, right? And I'm very serious about that because as somebody who's had a bad elbow injury, we definitely want to make sure. So we're going to come into some forearm planks and things like that. Again, if it's too much, child's pose, and we'll notice it and we'll move on to something.
Is there a wrong way to get out when you go down to come up? Is there a way that hurts the shoulders?
Yeah, so when you're down, and I'll just kind of do this in my down. Half it. So what we really want to think about is bending elbows in towards us and lifting them straight back up. What I see a lot of are things like that. The elbows come out to go in. Sort of, it's getting the mind used to this yoga push-up where elbows are bending underneath our bodies instead of push-up like this, because our hands are more narrow than push-up position. So when we're bending elbows out, it's going to tweak the wrists and not be great in the shoulders. We're not going to be as strong. So it really is about pulling elbows towards each other on the way down and on the way up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into a child's pose. Knees nice and wide, arms forward. And take the arms out pretty wide today so we can get a little space between the shoulder blades and across the tops of the shoulders. So maybe even the hands coming off the mat totally, or at least halfway. The nice wide arms, resting the forehead down. And starting to allow yourself to settle in. Finding any small movements that would help settle into this space. So sometimes shifting the hips side to side or rocking the head on the mat. Maybe wiggling the fingers. Starting to commit to the stillness. Letting the eyes softly close if they haven't already. Finding space in the back of the jaw. Giving the jaw a little wiggle, running your tongue between the top and bottom row of back teeth. And beginning to slow down the breath. Feeling the back body rise with your inhale. Sending your exhale down to your hips, your tailbone, your quads. Slow, deep breath in. Slow motion breath out. And deep breath in. Slow exhale. One more full deep breath in. Big sigh, let it go. And just a few more moments here, keeping that breath slow, steady, and deep. Maybe finding your ujjayi breath right away, in and out through the nose, if that's possible. I know allergies are a thing, so if not, just keeping the lips slightly parted so that we're not sending a lot of breath out through the mouth. We're keeping that nice soft sigh at the back of the throat. Good. Lift your head, peek towards the top of your mat, and send your right arm, right hand rather, in line with your abs. So right hand to the center of the mat, left arm is just going to sneak through for thread the needle. Getting this twist in the middle of the back, finding some space between the shoulder blades. Maybe the left ear reaches down to the mat. 3 deep breaths here. Unwind, replace right hand with the left, and then sweep right arm over the left. Same thing here, noticing differences between the sides, and this is going to be very informative to us as we go into this conditioning practice into the shoulders and into the back body. So noticing if one side feels different than the other, and just keeping that with you for your practice so that you can give yourself a little ease if we're doing something on your difficult side. One more deep breath in. And out. And unwind. We'll bring the hands down and then interlace the fingers, tuck your pinky under. So we're going to press into the pinky edge of the hands and so we drag ourselves forward, shoulders over the elbows. Walk the knees in line with the hips. And then we're just going to take a few moments here to go back and forth. So inhale in, exhale, hips back towards the heels. Press into your forearms, inhale, pull the shoulders over the elbows. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, pull shoulders over elbows. Exhale, send the hips back. One more of those. Inhale, pull them forward. Exhale, hips travel back. Tuck your chin to your chest, walk your hands towards your body. We're going to roll on and come into a cross-legged sit. Giving the knees a little rest for a moment. Sending your glutes back, sits bones to the floor. And we'll sit up nice and tall, heart lifting, shoulders relaxing. Tuck your chin all the way into the chest. And again, let the shoulders drift back and down. So we really want to feel that stretch, that nice long length of the back of the neck. Sending some breath across the shoulders. And then we'll start to rock the head side to side, nice and slow. Each inhale, bringing an ear towards its corresponding shoulder. Each exhale, taking you back for center. Again, noticing differences between the sides. Your next inhale, the chin will come back to the chest. Your next inhale will circle the nose all the way around one way. And then again, circling the opposite way. Then again, reverse your circle, big inhale. Exhaling chin to chest, switch the direction, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. And head comes back up on top of the shoulders. We're gonna take the right arm across the body, left hand to the right elbow or bicep. We're just gonna find a nice across the body stretch. Circle out the wrist here, wiggle the fingers. Notice cracks and pops. Mine are always super loud. We're not in a small enough space to really hear it. It's talking to me. And then we're gonna take the left hand to the right elbow. Right elbow comes up and over. And then we're gonna lean to the left. Inhale back to center. Arms float down. Left arm crosses the body, right hand to the left bicep or elbow. Circle out the wrist. Right hand to the left elbow, we bring it up and overhead and then lean to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale, float them down. Two more like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, floating down. One more time. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, float it down. Bring the palms to press at heart center. Lift your heart to your thumbs. Bow your head to your heart. Press the palms. Line the elbows up with the wrists. So you'll feel that space across the collarbone. So, and we'll begin our practice with the vibration of Om one time. Inhale fully to receive the breath. Exhale, completely empty out. Real inhale for Om. And blink the eyes open. We'll keep pressing the palms and just send the fingers up and down like we're drawing a line with the fingertips in front of us. Beginning a stretch into the wrists. A little awkward. And then we'll come to tabletop, hands and knees. Spread the fingers out nice and wide, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Peek between the knees, make sure you don't see your heels or your toes. We're tucking the feet behind the knees, and then helping the lower ribs up towards the back. So we feel our core engaged, nice and strong. Root the tops of the feet onto the mat. And before we come into cat-cow, we're just gonna send this shape back and forth, massaging into the wrist creases. We're really keeping the hands actively engaged. The elbow creases are spinning forward. Biceps are rolling towards the ribs. And then we'll find our stillness, press into the mat, inhale, sink the belly down, lift the face, cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, and into back. Sink the belly down, lift the face, cow pose. Exhale, rounding into back. Starting to move through this with your own breath and focusing on keeping the arms strong here. So really pressing the floor away, no matter which direction you're going, the arms actively engaged. And we'll come back to the neutral spine. And then drop the elbows down right where the hands were. We're going to come back to that space where we the shape where we interlace the fingers and then tuck your pinky under. This is so that when we bring the hands down, we're not crushing the pinky. You're going to tuck into the palm. Eyes between the elbows. We'll step the right toes back, press the heel away. Pull the lower ribs up, step the left foot back, forearm plank. 3 breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the knees down. Separate the hands, so we're gonna unlace, separate the hands, and then walk the knees back. We're gonna drop the heart down, coming into heart chakra pose. Good, hug the lower ribs up. We're gonna walk the knees just a bit closer to the elbows. Again, interlace the fingers, tuck the pinky under, elbows under the shoulders. Tuck your toes. This time we're gonna lift the hips up, coming to dolphin pose. So it's like down dog, except we're down on the forearms and not on the hands. Pull the lower ribs in, walk the feet in just a few steps closer. Let the chin tuck into the chest. Good, forearms are pressing into the mat. We're lifting up out of the elbows. 3 deep breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, knees down, find a child's pose. You can reach the arms forward or press the palms and drift the thumbs behind the head. If the thumbs are drifted back, we'll reach the arms forward and come back to a tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Right foot is going to reach back, toes tuck on the mat, heel presses away, and we'll find that rocking back and forth again. So now massaging into the wrist as well as the hamstring and the heel and the Achilles. Good. Find your stillness. Press down into the left foot, the top of the left foot. We'll lift the right foot up. Point the toes, look down, reach your ear tips forward, bottom ribs hug up towards the spine, big breath in. Exhale, knee rounds to the nose. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach it back, reach through your ear tips. Exhale, rounding knee to knee. One more of those, reach it back, extend long spine, big breath in. Exhale, knee towards the nose, step the foot all the way forward. Low lunge. Knee over ankle. Sink down through back leg or back thigh. We're going to climb our hands to our front thigh. Keep the elbows nice and bent, stack the palms or the hands. Lift the heart, shoulders roll back and down. Inhale, start to straighten the elbows. Good, the lower ribs hug in. We're lifting up out of the hips, anchoring down to that front foot. Your next inhale, arms reach up by the ears, big breath in. Exhale, reach forward together. Send the hips back, straighten out the right leg. A little forward fold here, just working into the hamstring. And then from here, we're going to send the right foot back, knees under hips, back to our tabletop. Shift the hips, maybe moving through a cat-cow, maybe finding little circles or anything else the body's asking for to reset. And then set it back up into stillness. So looking down between the thumbs, fingers are spreading nice and wide. We'll reach the left foot back. Toes tuck, heel presses away, and then again, we're going to find that rocking back and forth. Massaging the hamstring, massaging the Achilles of the left foot, your heel together, and also massaging the wrists a bit. Find your stillness. Press down into the hands, bottom ribs hug up. Press into the top of the right foot. Left leg lifts up, toes point back, eyes to the floor, ear tips reach forward. Big breath in. Exhale, round it knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen, find that space. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, reach it back, big breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, step it all the way forward, low lunge. Root down into that front foot, front knee over front ankle. Let it sink through the back hip, find space there. And then climb one hand and then the other, stacking the hands on top of the left thigh. Looking into your balance, pulling up out of the hips. Inhale, heart goes up. Shoulders roll down, we'll start to straighten the arms. Look up towards the sky, big breath. And out. Very nice, inhale, arms reach up out of the air, float them up. Exhale, reach forward to come down. So everything coming out of the core, coming out of the hips. We'll straighten the left leg, a little bend here, a little fold. And again, press down into the top of the right foot, the foot that's behind you. And we're going to send left knee under left hip. And find a little movement, a little reset, maybe hip shifting, maybe finding cat-cow or circling out. And we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips up, come to a downward facing dog, pedal it out, shake your head yes and no, bending and straightening the knees. Come into your stillness. Fingers are spreading wide, biceps are rolling away from the ears. Heels are heavy. 3 deep breaths. Leading with the heels lifting up, you'll roll through the spine, come to a high plank, top of the push-up. Once you get there, bottom rib hug up. So think about the front or the top of the core and the bottom of the core. So you're thinking of your abs as below the belly button and underneath the rib cage. Think about them cinching in towards each other. Press the floor away like you're lifting up out of the mat. One more big breath in. Exhale, lower the knees. Untuck the toes. Fingers are spreading wide. And we're going to flow through here, just a little yoga push-up practice. Keep the tops of the feet down or lift the feet up to get a little extra. And we're going to inhale, lift, lengthen through the ear tips. Exhale, elbows bend towards the rib cage. Inhale, lift it up, squeezing elbows towards each other. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it all the way to your belly. Relax the feet. Hands stay under the shoulders. Elbows hug in towards the ribs. So as the elbows hug in towards the ribs, you'll feel the shoulders peel back. Root the hip points down. Inhale, shoulders backing up, baby cobra. We're going to hold here. Press into the hips, press into the tops of the feet. You should be able to lift the hands off of the mat here. So we're not dumping everything forward. We're working from the core, we're working from the back body. Big breath in. Exhale, release it down. Tuck the toes. We'll come through hands and knees. Tuck the chin to the chest. Hips lift up high, down dog. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Find space in the neck. Soften the knees, look between your thumbs. And take a slow walk to the top of your mat. As you arrive, fold in half, ragdoll, feet at least 2 fists of distance between the arches. Soften your knees, send your weight towards your toes. To get heavier here, take opposite elbows. Breathing into the upper back. Release anything that you're holding on to. It will soften into the knees. Scoop the tailbone forward. Press the feet down and press to stack. So we're pressing the feet down to roll up one vertebra at a time. Head rise last in mountain pose. Circle out the wrists, roll the shoulders. I know we just did a lot of arms. We're going to revisit that as we move through vinyasas. So take a moment here to shake it up.
And find your stillness. Toes spreading nice and wide. You don't even have to look down. We're gonna just kind of do a little yoga for the brain, spreading the toes, anchoring, big toe edge, pinky toe edge. Take your hand, whatever hand you like, to the small of your back, and then your other hand underneath your belly button. So we're gonna use the hand that's on the small of our back to sort of iron that curve out. So we start to send it down toward our booties and feel the tailbone tuck under. Lock that into your lower belly, lift up through the heart, relax your hands down by your side. So we're feeling all of this pulling up from the lower body, up from the core. Anchor into your feet, inhale, arms out and up, big breath. Exhale, dive forward, keep that core engagement. Halfway lift, pull it up from your belly button. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back to high plank. This time we're going to inhale, shift a bit forward. Elbows bend towards the ribs. Exhale all the way to your belly. Slowly, 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 slowly. Untuck the toes, shoulders roll back, baby cobra. Exhale, come all the way down. This time, tuck your toes. You can press up to hands and knees or inhale up to plank. Exhale back to down dog. Deep breath in. And out. Inhale, lift your heels up. Bend your knees, eyes forward. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Find that nice halfway lift as you arrive. Hold to let it go. Press into your feet, reverse swan dive, arms out. Big breath in. Exhale, fold it forward. Halfway lift, long spine, pulling up from the belly button. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower it down, elbows under the rib cage. Inhale, baby cobra, reach for the tops of the feet. Exhale, all the way back down. Toes curl under, either pressing back up to all fours or inhale, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Big breath in. And out. Inhale, heels lift up. Knees bend, eyes forward. Travel to the top of your mat your way. Halfway lift once you get there. Exhale, fold, let it go. Anchor the feet, lift the arms out and up, big breath in. One more time, we fold it forward. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Now we have options. We can continue to lower all the way to the belly with or without the knees, or your next exhale lowers you halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, scooping forward to up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing. So as we move through our practice, you've got options. You can pick and choose your vinyasas. So listen to your body. You can also skip them anytime you need to. And since we've done a lot of arms already, feel free to skip vinyasas as your body's asking for it. Big breath in and out. Inhale, right leg lifts back and up. Exhale, knee towards the nose, three-legged plank. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more of those. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, step it all the way forward. This time, back knee stays off the mat, hands stack on top of the right hand. So doing this so we can feel this pelvis tucking up, activating into the left quad as we straighten the arms, lift the heart, thighs hugging towards each other. And feeling that hip socket roll back. Arms reach up by the ears, big breath in. Exhale, reach forward to fold. Step right foot back, move through a vinyasa or breathe in your down dog. Yogi's choice. Here are mats. Big breath in and out. Left leg lifts back and up, point the toes, big breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, three-legged plank. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose, hug up from the low ribs. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, hugging that knee up to step the foot forward. Planting the left foot, and then climbing hands to the left foot. So coming here, and you can even use your hands just like we smoothed out our lower back. You need to use the hands on the hips to tuck the pelvis up. Right? Sometimes that physical touch can really help us feel the anatomy shift. And then bring hands back to the thighs so we can really power up from the inner thighs, lift the heart up. Inhale, arms reach up by the ears, big breath in. Exhale, reach forward to come down. Plant the palms, step it back, move through a vinyasa, or breathe in your down dog. Yogi's choice. Big breath in and out. Left leg back and up, inhale. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Left heel comes down, so right heel lining up with the arch of the left foot. Let's start with the left arm, windmill it up, coming up to warrior two. So arms out to a T, eyes over that front middle finger. Powering down into the feet, and again, sending the right knee towards the right a bit, tucking the tailbone through. Front palm up, reach it back, inhaling, radiant warrior, big breath in. Exhale, right elbow to right back. Left arm reaches over the left ear, side angle, press into both feet. Inhale, coming back up, straighten the front knee. The front knee is straight. We're going to send the left hip back, reach the right fingers forward, bring it down, ankle, calf, or thigh, left arm lifts up. So think of this as a nice big stretch across the collarbones, triangle pose. Going up from the left rib cage. Let your next inhale carry you all the way up. Big breath in, hands to hips. Right toes turn parallel to the left. Check out your feet. You might want to step one foot forward or backwards so big toes are lined up. And then we're going to swim the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers and rest the knuckles on the small of your back so that your elbows are bent. So elbows are bent. We're going to loop the shoulders up, back, and down. Elbows squeeze towards each other. So we don't want to lock them. We want to think about just the elbows gravitating towards each other, the heart lifting up. Keep that action as we fold forward. Hands can stay on the small of the back, or you can lift them up a few inches, trying not to lock the elbows, right? So we still want the shoulders to be rolling up, back, and down. A little bend in the elbows, think chaturanga arms, big breath in. And out. Again, in and out. One more time, big inhale, big sigh. Like someone's pulling you with a lever. We're gonna inhale all the way back up to stand. Release the hands, let them relax by the sides. Circle out the wrists, the shoulders, the elbows. Circle out the head. Left toes are going to point towards the bottom edge of your mat. We're finding warrior two on the other side right away. So you're going to be facing away from me. I know it's a little different. It's an adventure. Reach through the fingers, press into both feet. Left palm up to the sky, reach it back, radiant warrior. Left elbow travels to the left thigh, move from your lower belly, side angle, right arm reaching over the right ear. Inhale, bring it all the way back up, straighten the front. Right hips are gonna shift out to the right like you're closing the door with your right hips. Reach the left fingers forward, bring them down, ankle, calf, or thigh. Right arm reaching to the sky, look up towards that top thumb. Think about lifting up from the right fingers. Find space in the ribs. Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. Big inhale. Big exhale. Your next inhale carrying you all the way back up. Hands to the hips. Left toes turn towards the right. Okay, so here we're going to keep our hands on our hips, and you can use the thumbs in the backs of the hip sockets, fingers in the front to again dial the pelvis forward. So we feel the top of the abdominals closing in towards the bottom. Keep that action, chin tucks slightly, and we're going to lift the ear tips up, keep the core active, fold all the way forward. As you come down, bring the hands or fingertips onto the mat and let the top of your head drift down. So, hands or fingertips are on the mat. We're going to think about elbows bending back towards the heels and then hugging towards each other. So we're keeping that muscle memory, that chaturanga arm, even here in our forward fold. Let's look towards the left toes. Turn them back towards the bottom edge of your mat. Walk the hands around to frame the left foot. And then coming out the way we came in, step it to downward facing dog. Okay. Optional vinyasa here. Take it if you would love it. It's our last chance for vinyasa. Meeting back in our down dog, we're going to soften the knees and walk the hands to the feet. So now you're at the top of your mat, you're facing the back of your mat, you're in this forward fold. Just go ahead and turn it around so that you're facing the top of your mat. All right, folding forward. We're going to take the knees out nice and, the feet out nice and wide. I'm getting ahead of myself. And turn the toes away from each other so that the toes are spilling off of the mat, the heels are towards each other. We're going to start to soften into the knees, bending them and coming all the way down into a squat. Hands are staying on the mat. And as you come here, you can lift one heel and then the other. It's kind of massaging into the hips. Okay. Hands stay on the mat. We're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet, walk the hands just a bit forward, and then turn the toes forward, walk the knees under the elbows. We're not going into an arm balance today, but we're going to play with the setup of one, just so we can feel it. Elbows hug towards each other. Knees are resting on the biceps, and we're just going to rock back and forth. So everything stays on the ground. Hands come forward, knees come to the mat, child's pose. Raise the arms forward or press the palms and drift the thumbs behind the head for a little extra shoulder love. And release the arms down, and we're going to stack the forearms, walk the legs back, and come up to our arms. Forehead rests, and feet are windshield wipering behind us. And let's take the tops of the feet down. Lift the knees up so that we can tuck them underneath of us. Our hips are in line with our heels. Lots of relaxing in the lower body for now. And we're gonna swim the arms by the sides. I'm gonna scoot up a little bit. Palms are on the floor, forehead to the mat. Hip points anchor in. And we're gonna inhale, lift the arms, head, and shoulders up. Holding here, fingers reaching back, fingertips reaching forward, eyes stay on the floor. Your next inhale lifts the legs up, locust pose, Shalavasana. 3 breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Keep the hands where they are. Rest one cheek on the mat and just shift the hips side to side. Beautiful. We're going to move into one more locust pose. So forehead to the mat. Options here, you can keep the hands as they are or interlace the fingers behind the back. So sort of what we were doing in our wide-legged forward fold, that first variation. Chin tucks in, inhale, everything lifts up at once. No matter what your hands are doing, we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, release on 1. Rest your opposite cheek, shift the hip side to side. And come on to your back. So you can come up through a seat or shift to one side, however you like to get there. As we arrive, feet to the floor, knees pointing towards the sky for a bridge setup. Find another little windshield wiper of the knees here. And just like our locust pose, hands come by the sides, palms to the floor. Feet are anchored underneath our ankles. The heels are underneath the ankles. And then from here, we're just going to take a little bit of stock of our alignment. So notice if the shoulders are rounding forward, we're going to tuck them under the back so it lifts the heart up. And then we're going to press into our big toes to roll the lower back onto the mat. So tailbone is pointing up towards the sky. We're not lifting off just yet, but we can feel the lift off just by adjusting our starting point, right? So we're going to anchor into the feet. On your next inhale, that tailbone continues to lift towards the sky. Everything else follows bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Palms are on the floor, heart is lifting to the chin, chin is lifting to the sky. 3 deep breaths. Exhale, come down top to bottom of the spine, rolling it through 1 vertebra at a time. And windshield wiper the knees. One final back bending pose. Starting the same way, so shoulders tucking under, anchor the feet, palms are down by the sides, tailbone is pointing to the sky without lifting just yet. And your next inhale, tailbone lifts, spine follows, lifting up into bridge pose. And maybe this time we interlace the hands underneath our bottoms and really squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll it down, release the hands if you've taken hold. Take a moment here, bring your hands to the tops of your hips, windshield wiper the knees, and relax your shoulders, really spreading them out. Scoop both knees up into your chest and continue to rock side to side or in a little circle on your lower back. And bring the arms to a T. Knees stay up into the chest. Wrists lining up with shoulders. Inhale in. Exhale, pull your lower belly in and up. Inhale in again. Exhale, knees come down towards the left. We're gonna flow here, so don't go all the way just yet. Inhale, knees back to center. Exhale, down to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. This time, as we exhale, knees to the left, let them come all the way down. And relax into this supine twist. Turn your face to the right if it feels okay in your neck. And take 5 deep breaths. Soft eyes, soft jaw, soft belly, soft glutes. One more big breath in. Big sigh, let go. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, release them to the right. Same thing here. 5 deep breaths, relaxing everything, eyes, jaw, belly, glutes, shoulders. Bring the knees back into the chest. Reach through the knees, take hold of the pinky toe edges of your feet, happy baby. Soles of the feet towards the sky. We could straighten one leg and then the other, or both, or neither. And then hug knees back into the chest. Squeeze them in tight. We'll roll ourselves up to sit. And as we come up, bring the legs out long. Send your glutes back, sits bones resting on the mat or anchoring into the mat. Deep flex in both feet. Bring the hands by the sides. Lift the heart. Relax the shoulders back and down. Stack pose. So again, pulling up from the lower belly, finding that sharp 90-degree angle. Chin tucks in just a bit, so you find that space in the back of the neck and the sides of the shoulders. One more big breath in. Lower belly pulls in and up as we exhale to fold forward. Pausing whenever you need to, inhaling to find that length in the spine. Exhaling to keep it going. One more inhale. Exhale, round the shoulders, relax everything forward, let the feet flop. And then our next inhale stacks the spine. We let the hands drag on the mat or on our legs, rolling it up, stacking it up. And exhaling, shoulders relax. Take any final shapes or movements that you would love here, or come into your Shavasana. You want a little extra core work, point the toes and start to roll down slowly. Cut through the spine, still activating the core, getting that last little bit of practice in before letting it all go. Squeeze your hands in the tight fists, squeeze your toes, squeeze your eyes. Deepest breath in you've taken all day. Big exhale, sigh it out. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite small movements back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Reach your arms overhead, full body stretch, reawakening into this space, this moment, this day. And then curl into a little ball on whichever side is your favorite right now. Pausing for just a moment. And as you're ready, keeping your eyes heavy or closed, begin to slowly build your way back to whatever seat is comfortable for you. As you arrive, finding any feel-good movements, rolling the shoulders, circling the wrists, circling the head. Finding some place for your hands to rest along your thighs. Let your elbows hug in towards your ribs. Lift your heart up, relax the shoulders back and down. Relax the eyes, the jaw, the shoulders, the glutes, and take a deep breath in. Slow exhale. And deep breath in. And out. One more time, big, deep inhale. Sigh it all out, let it go. And we'll seal our practice the way we began, joining sound, energy, and breath in the vibration of Om one time. Gather your hands at heart center, elbows line up with wrists, press the palms, find that space in the collarbone. Heart lifts to thumb, head bows to heart, and we inhale for Om. Bring the base of the thumbs to rest between the eyes and lift your gaze to invite wisdom in. Fold into yourself with gratitude for your practice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raj. This is Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.